earned their trip to Kansas City.
We're going to rope some Colts today and ride them all the way to the Super Bowl!
Yes, baby. Feel like a champ, baby. It's 5-4 today. It's the Colts version of both. Let's do it, baby.
Anybody that's got any lotion or stuff on their arms, it's got to come off.
Is that lotion or sweat?
No, that's lotion.
I put lotion on before it came out, just the halo. Okay,
that's lotion. Because if they come in the ball game, we got to send them out.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
It feels like sweat. Let's go.
Well, what is it, lotion or sweat?
That's sweat, baby. We're finna get it on.
We're physical for 60 minutes, and everybody on the field, every play's a big play. We take over the stadium.
We're here to stay, baby. Let's go, team on 3. 1, 2, 3.
The Colts had not been in the playoffs since 1987, and early on, their lack of postseason experience was clearly evident.
He's going to throw it deep down the sideline, intended for Floyd Turner. He dropped the ball. Floyd couldn't hang on. He had it in the end zone, couldn't hold it.
The Colts settled down, however, and quarterback Jim Harbaugh displayed the form that has brought him from the bench all the way to the Pro Bowl. Harbaugh's composure led to the game's first touchdown.
Harbaugh rolls to the right. He looks. Nobody clears. Nobody clears. Jim's being chased. Jim throws on the run. Touchdown!
The Chargers knew they had a fight on their hands.
Come on! Get it off! Get it off! Get it off! Here comes the blitz. Humphrey steps into the pocket, runs, looks, throws, caught by Papuno! Touchdown, San Diego!
Papuno led an early toast to 1996, but San Diego's New Year's Eve party was crashed by Colts rookie Zach Crockett.
Harbaugh will give it to Crockett up the middle. Crockett's got running room, 30. He's at 25, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Zach Crockett!
Crockett's job was made significantly easier thanks to a gaping hole provided by the Indianapolis offensive line.
Wow, what a run by Crockett. He just exploded through there. Mark, and was in the secondary so quick. The Chargers.
What everybody believing, right? Way to go.
At the end of the first half, the Colts began to look more and more like a playoff team. All year, San Diego has shown the resiliency of a defending AFC champion, and they retook the lead early in the second half.
Humphreys to throw, looking right, firing, caught! Touchdown, San Diego!
That's the way to use your head. That is a great job. Smart play. Smart play. Big play.
But the Colts answered immediately.
Back to throw is Harbaugh. He airs it out, down intended for Sean Dawkins. Dawkins got it! He scored! Touchdown, Sean Dawkins! Excellent catch!
And Crockett, the unlikely hero of the day, put an exclamation point on his dominating performance.
45, 50, 45. He's at the 40. He's at the 35, 30. He's at 25, 20, 15, 10, 5.
Crockett's 147 yards rushing were exactly 147 more yards than he had gained all year.
This ain't Marshall's house. This is your house.
Jason Belzer's second interception sealed the Colts win.
He lost one over the middle, picked off by Belzer. And Stan Humphries has been picked off 4 times today. The Indianapolis Colts stunning the NFL.
Let it go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I pit in the food. So we got to close the deal, man. Hey, nobody wants us to win.
None of them. We ain't even supposed to be here. Nobody wants us in the playoffs.
Good job.
Thank you very much. Same with you. Great year.
Best of luck to you now, buddy.
Thank you very much, Jerry. Have a happy
Glad
year,
to see a guy like you.
Thanks, Bobby. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, baby. We came, we saw it, and look what happened, baby. 4 quarters of hit. They said it couldn't be done, baby. Here we go, Kansas City. One more time. One more time.
Yes, the Colts are going to Kansas City to take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and the man directing that football team is their quarterback heading for the Pro Bowl, Jim Harbaugh. Jim, thank you very much for joining us on the program. I'm going to tell you something. You look good. You look real good, doesn't he? He looks sexy.
He's a little sexy looking.
He is a sexy-looking guy, I'm telling you that. I want to ask you something. You took offense to our colleague, Nick Buonaconti, when last week they said the Colts can't win. They're not sexy enough.
Get him, Jim. Get him, Jim.
Well, you know, last week, for anybody who watched this show, Nick said that people didn't want the Colts to win because we don't have any superstars, and I agree with Nick on that. In fact, we kind of pride ourselves on that working ethic, playing as a team. And hell, Nick, you know that's what it's all about. You played on the '72 Dolphins. You guys went undefeated. Nobody's done it since. But you heard us. You heard us when you said we weren't sexy. But you know what? I don't know if being sexy has anything to do with it. And I ask you, is that sexy?
It's the Pillsbury Doughboy.
I don't think so. Yes. And that was undefeated right there.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hold up.
No, as I looked at you, I look at your roster, you're not sexy. Fox not sexy. But hell, as I looked at Zach Crockett. Now, I didn't know he was even going to play in that ball game. Now, that's a sexy dude, Jimbo. But
we unleashed him.
You sure did. But talking about sexy, this week you have Zach Crockett, the offensive running game, goes up against Kansas City. They're one of the best in the league. They also have great corners. How are you going to attack the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, we've watched them on film all this week. We haven't really get a chance to see them all year, but you can see why they're a 13-3 team. They play excellent defense. They run the 43 scheme. They cause turnovers. They got superstars playing in their scheme that really know what they're doing. It's you know, we're going to try to really limit our mistakes, not turn the ball over to them. You know, they lead the NFL in the giveaway-takeaway ratio. Try to cut down on our penalties and not make any mental errors, and then we like our chances.
Hey, Jim, can I see that picture just one more time? I'd like to see that thing. Could you mail that to me? I'd like to put that up in my house sort of keep the burglars out of
I wonder if he's got a picture of you, Collinsworth. I'd like to see that.
I got to love that.
Maybe we can let your viewers decide. Call in.
Let me ask you a football question, though. The one team I saw really give you guys a tough time this year was Buffalo with the outside pressure. Obviously, Neil Smith and Derek Thomas with the heat that they can bring. Can you guys stay in that 3 wide receiver formation and protect it?
Well, we're going to try to mix things up, you know, get the running game going like we did last week. We're gonna throw 3 wide outs, 4 wide outs, you know, try to Lenny Infante's system, as you know, Chris, is multiple formations, trying to give them different looks. And, you know, one of the big keys is going to be to protect. You know, we're going to have to protect the quarterback, and, you know, they got some guys that can rush the passer, as you said, and cause major havoc in the backfield.
Jim, the fans in Kansas City are waiting for you. A couple of years ago, you came in and beat them at Arrowhead, knocked them out of the playoffs as far as home field advantage is concerned. You know it's going to be loud there. How are you going to handle the noise?
Well, I played there in '93, and what I remember was just a sea of red, and it was very loud. I think when you play on the road, a playoff game like this, you really have to focus on your assignments and execute, and be ready to go in there and play a very mentally tough type of game. I mean, we're going to have to be glued in and try not to let the fans disrupt what we're trying to do, and because you know they will.
Jim, thank you very much. Good luck against the Kansas City Chiefs, and I think you're real sexy.
Well, I love you guys' show. Thanks for having me on.
They got you, big guy, didn't they?
Got boy, good. Ever, man.
You really didn't look that way, did you, when you played?
No, I never thought he looked like Gorgeous George the wrestler. I thought he looked like a football player. But
really?
no, I'm carrying a picture, training card of my favorite player.
That's sexy or what?
Is this the face that everybody
That's
just has to love or what?
How could you bring that out? Rodney Pete loves that face. We know that.
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh as well. Speaking of Harbaugh, he and his teammates will be traveling to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs this weekend. And I want to give you a forecast of what the weather's going to be like. In the morning on Sunday, single-digit number. In the afternoon at game time, low 20. So it is going to be cold. Bear in mind, the Colts are a domed team. Really, they haven't played outdoors in cold weather since 1993. I just wanted to give you that information before you made your pick.
But, Lenny, regardless of what the weather's going to be, Indianapolis defense has to stop the running game of Marcus Allen and Greg Hill. Now, they did a good job last week against San Diego. They made Humphries try to beat him through the air. He couldn't do it. Now, I say this respectfully. If there's any weakness on the offense of Kansas City, it's Steve Bono, the quarterback. He has had moments of weakness. He had one against Miami. I think they got to get him to come up in 3rd and long, 2nd and long. If they can do that, they have an outside chance. But they're a dome team, and I agree with that. Frigid weather will kill them. That's why I like Kansas City.
But he said it respectfully,
Yes,
so
he
it
did,
should
yes.
be okay. Now Steve Bono won't be offended the way all the other quarterbacks.
Because I got some pictures for Steve to show you.
But the other thing, the Colts are not going to be able to run the football against the Kansas City Chiefs. Zach Crockett will be a one-game wonder. He'll be relegated to a role of just blocking and helping out on Neil Smith. That leaves Will Wolford on the other side, one-on-one against Derek Thomas. Derek Thomas is healthy right now. The Chiefs secondary, they're better than the Colts wide receivers. I think this is the easiest pick of the entire week. I like Kansas City. Jimmy, what do you think?
Well, Chris, this is even an easy game for me to pick, and that's saying something. You know, really, Kansas City leads.
Well, that's our show for this week. Remember, Inside the NFL premieres each Thursday evening at 11 p.m. If you miss any part of it, you can catch it again Fridays at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 11 a.m. Those times are Eastern and Pacific. Join us again next week as we preview the AFC and NFC title game.